Microphone's coming on. Good evening, folks. We're here today for a broadcast of the exciting baseball game of the Homestead High School Spartans versus the Blackhawk Christian Braves. It's a beautiful night for baseball, and we're out at Blackhawk Christian's facility, which they have a great grass field, grass infield, grass outfield, and dirt. So this is an all-natural field. And I think we're going to have some good baseball tonight. How are you doing tonight, Craig?
I'm doing just good, Dan. It's been a few days. We had the weekend off, a little unusual.
Yeah, we don't normally get a break like this during baseball, and I think the suspicion is that they kept that weekend open, and they keep that weekend open in case there's rainout games that they need to fill in towards the end of the season, and we didn't have any rainout games.
Yes, even though it's been a cold spring, it's not been overly wet, and we've got all the games in so far.
Yeah, we had 4.5 inches of snow at one point during the season, but that didn't manage to cancel any games for us. We got lucky, and it was on an off day for us, and so that didn't cause any problems. We had the one game in the doubleheader at Parkview Field where the Tin Caps play that got shortened, and when I think it was about 2.5 innings.
Right.
And although I think we could have played through it, I don't think that the folks at Parkview Field wanted us to damage their field.
There was a short leash on the high school teams playing at Parkview Field.
Once a raindrop or two fell, that was the end of that one.
Yes, absolutely.
But had a great time out there at Parkview Field. I know the boys loved playing out there. It gives you a whole other sense. The outfield is gigantic compared to the ones that we play on. The alleys go deep fast. So I imagine there's probably another half an acre of outfield out there for the outfielders to cover. But tonight's game against Blackhawk Christian, a lot of the players on the two teams that know each other from playing over the years in youth baseball, and that's the case with most of our games and most of our local games, is these guys know each other because they've seen each other since they were about 10 years old. And so we'll see some of those familiar names tonight during this game. But as you know from watching our prior broadcast, Homestead is a very senior-heavy team. 12 seniors on the team, 7 of them start the games, and so we see a lot of seniors on Homestead's team, whereas Blackhawk Christian has 2 seniors on the team, and only one of them will be starting the game tonight. And I think we're about to do the national anthem, so we're going to take a quick break for that, folks. Well, folks, the microphones that might not have picked that up for you viewers at home, but there was a technical difficulty up in the booth, and they were unable to play the national anthem. So for the first time I've ever seen, the players sang the national anthem, and I'll give them a 9.5 on that performance.
Absolutely, both teams contributing there. That was actually kind of fun to hear.
It was, and the fans joined in, so that was a nice start to the game that we don't often, in fact, we've never seen. So that's I think the two teams had good spirit together, and I think we're going to have good baseball tonight with these groups. Homestead's coming into its last week of baseball. Just can't hit cancel on that. Homestead's coming into its last week of regular season baseball here. They have 5 games scheduled this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings, and then they have a doubleheader on Saturday. So tonight we're with Blackhawk Christian. Tomorrow with Southside, our nemesis. And, and on Thursday we play North Ridge, an outstanding ball club up in the Middlebury area. On Saturday, a doubleheader against Leo, who is currently ranked second in the 3A level of baseball in Indiana. So I think we got a good lineup this week.
Yeah, down the stretch we come. This is it. Last week of our regular season baseball. So whatever little things coaches wants to work on and figuring out the lineup and the order, because of pitching, you do have to start planning well ahead. So I think Coach Bile is in that stage of the season where he's probably going backwards from next Wednesday, trying to figure out starting lineups, pitching rotations, and planning it backwards towards these last 5 games here. So excited to see what Homestead could do at the end of the regular season. Some good teams on the plate for us, but we'll start off here with Blackhawk.
Yep, and that's I think that's right. I think we're at that stage where the coach has to start planning the pitching. Next week's sectional schedule, it's one and done. If it's win or go home. We start on Wednesday, our first game, and then if you win that game, then you play on Saturday. If you win that game, you play on the next Monday. And we got our first batter coming up to the plate here, and it's J.P. Lepper. Jaden Lepper, we call him J.P. because that was what he was called in his youth, and then he switched his name to Jaden when he got a little older, but we haven't all recognized that just yet, so we still stick with what we used to say. And
Absolutely.
That's called strike one to start off the game. Jaden hasn't been the leadoff batter here for a bit, and I'm wondering if Hawk is going to be playing in this game. And Jaden fouls that one off for 0-2 count.
Yeah, he's been in the leadoff spot before several times, so not an unfamiliar territory for Jaden. He does a good job, so
absolutely.
You can't get him on base here.
Yep. He's got a good bat, aggressive bat, as you've just seen, and I expect him to start us off good. And that's I'm not sure what that pitch was, but it missed high. Counts 1-2.
Looks like Micah Thompson on the mound for Blackhawk Christian. He's a junior.
And that's called ball high. Yeah, Micah Thompson has pitched 14 innings so far this season. He's about in the 4th spot for the number of pitches pitched for this team. So and Jaden hits a rope, and that thing lands fair. You didn't see it, folks, but it landed about 5 feet inside of the left field line, went all the way to the wall, and he's got a stand-up double to start the game.
Yeah, he fell behind 0-2 there, but then didn't chase on those bad pitches, did a good job of staying patient, and connected for a stand-up double. That's the way you lead off a game.
Yeah, that absolutely. You start the pitcher off thinking this could be a rough night. And, of course, Carter Matheson in the 2 spot, and he's batted, I think, the 2 spot every game this season so far. We're in game 24 for Homestead,
that's
I
Carter's
believe.
spot, no question.
And we've talked about it before. That's ball outside. Carter's not necessarily a traditional 2-hole hitter with his power that he has shown throughout the season. He's batting .500 right now, so he certainly got the cred to bat anywhere in the lineup. That's called strike. But the reality is you want to get him as many plate appearances as possible because of the strength of his bat. And so you bat him higher in the lineup, and then he's got a better chance of getting that extra at-bat towards the end of the game. And that's a swing and a miss. It's 1-2, and you might have heard a little bit of cheering from the home dugout, the Blackhawk Christian dugout, because
Yeah, it looks like he's got a fastball changeup. I have not seen a curve yet, so we'll see what he's throwing.
And that one's high for 2-2. And folks, we got a little breeze in our face here, so you may hear a little wind noise on our microphone. Sorry about that, but it's a beautiful night out here tonight. It's mostly sunny. We got just a little bit of overcast up there, but just a smidge. The temperature is one of the nicer days we've had this year. That was a curveball outside. Was that curve, I think?
Well,
or are you just saying just
no,
a change?
I think that was just a change. He's got, it might be a knuckle change there. I'm not sure what he's throwing, but it does not seem to be a snap curve at all.
And Carter hits a hard ball out to center field. The center fielder's
back.
He's way back. He's continuing back, and that one is on the ground inside the park. Carter's going to go for a triple on this, and he is safe with a stand-up triple. Run scores, and there we are. 2 hits to start this game off. A nice line drive down the left field line by Jaden Lepper, and then one to the wall in center field. And center field here is pretty deep at 373. So that was a well-struck ball. Had it been any further to the left or right, that one probably would have gone out.
Yeah, he got all of that one. Did a great job being patient, and I think just needed to catch up to the speed a little bit. Not in a fastball speed way, but just in a different way. Ground ball hit to the second baseman. Scores a run, RBI. Great job, Caleb. We didn't even get to announce his name. It went so quick. First pitch. Caleb Kolping in the 3 spot again. Did his job and got the RBI. Got Carter in there.
And that brings up the junior Brennan Wiegert, number 11, a.k.a. Sticks. Always aggressive. He fires that one off. It's going to be fouled out of play. And we're on a dirt field that can get a little bit dusty, and I noticed I set up about a half hour ago, and I've got a layer of dust all over my equipment and myself at this point.
Hopefully we can keep broadcasting.
Going to need to get the air gun out when we get home and clean my equipment off. And that's ball low in the dirt. Counts 1-1.
Yeah, so far I've seen a fastball and a changeup, and the change isn't much of a change in terms of speed from that fastball. So
Brennan fouls another one out of play, and that takes the count to 1-2.
I mean, I would make a pretty good argument Homestead's a fastball hitting team. So without a curve, now sometimes he may be waiting to show that pitch for the second time through the order, but by then it may be too late.
Might be too late. So the count's 1-2. There's one out. There's nobody on. And that one was a changeup, and that is just rifled to left field. That one hops and hits the wall. Brennan's going to have a stand-up double out of this. And what a start with these bats,
Absolutely.
Folks.
Well, again, it's fastball change, and if you can just wait for that fastball, he's been able to put over the plate, and the Homestead hitters have just attacked it and done a great job. So Brennan on second now, and Luke Palmer ready to hopefully bring him in.
Be good to trade places right now. Bring another run in. And Luke's a little under that one. Strike one.
So other than Jaden leading off, it looks like the familiar order for Homestead.
Yeah, we haven't seen any deviation other than that. And Luke eats a dribbler to the pitcher, who throws it to first for the out. Brennan Wiegert moves to third.
Yeah, I think it just got jammed there a little bit and went off the handle of the bat.
And that brings up number 8, Micah Long, another senior.
Yeah, it's a parade of seniors just with a couple of really good hitting juniors in there.
And that one's high and away. Ball 1. So we got 2 outs with Brennan on third. Like to bring in another run here. And Micah fouls that one behind home plate.
And I don't think we've mentioned it to the viewers at home, but you are not seeing things. Everybody's wearing the same uniform.
Yes. It's apparently the teams didn't call each other and ask what they were wearing tonight, because we have everybody with white pants and everybody with royal blue tops with gold and blue or white numbers and trim.
So look for the yellow stripes at home. Those are the Homestead boys.
That's a swinging strike, so the count's 1-2. And Micah spoils that one, fouls it off.
Yeah, good job. That pitcher's on the outside. That was a good location, and Micah had to go get that and at least get the bat on the ball there. It fouled away, so good job to stay alive there.
He shoots for the inside corner, but it's a little too low and a little too inside. Takes the count to 2-2. And that's a swinging strike to end the half inning. But damage is done. Homestead scores 2 runs on 3 hits. We had a single, double, and a triple, I believe.
Yep, really good hitting. Got pretty far through the order, so yeah, that's a good start for Homestead. And yeah, again, I only saw a fastball changeup, Dan, so that'll be interesting. I think the Homestead hitters should be able to catch up with that pretty successfully like they already have, and maybe get the starting pitcher knocked out here after only a few innings. We'll see how that goes.
And Homestead looks like they're starting Cole Elkins tonight. And as you may recall, his last outing, which would have been last, I believe, Wednesday, about 6 days ago, he pitched a no-hit shutout, the no-no.
Yep, 1 week ago, I believe you're right, Dan. So we'll he's had a full week of rest. Had a really good outing. He's had some really good innings this year. You've seen what he's capable of. And but he just put it together for all 5 innings, complete game, which is really good. I'm sure that's going to give him a ton of confidence as we head into the last week of the season here.
I see, folks, the rookie move on my part. I left our selfie cam on, which has been dubbed the dad cam by, I think, Hawk dubbed it that. But left that on through the entire inning there, first half of the inning. So I'll be turning that off here shortly once we start play back here.
Looks like a familiar infield for Homestead with Caleb at first, Graham at third. Those 2 on the corners. That's kind of been their anchoring spots all year.
Jaden Lepper at short and Brennan Wiegert at second. Bryce Yoder behind the plate. And then out in the outfield, we got Luke Palmer in right, Carter Matheson center, and Braden Hardwick in left.
Left field calls are all yours, Dan. I've got
you got no view.
Dugout wall.
You got no view.
And we don't. We check Max Preps, get some numbers on the Blackhawk.
Yeah, so the leadoff hitter here is going to be C. Muldoon. He's a freshman, and he's batting 176 on the season.
Not unusual in a smaller school like Blackhawk. You're going to see more underclassmen in at the varsity roster.
Yeah, so they're very junior heavy on this team.
Yes.
They got a freshman and a sophomore and a couple of seniors, and I think everybody else is.
Yeah, I count 4 freshmen on
4
the
freshmen.
varsity
Okay,
roster.
and the starting lineup, I guess, is all
Right.
I'm seeing. So yep, so 4 freshmen.
And looks like 4 sophomores on the roster. Here we go, Cole.
And Cole fires in a strike 1, and the batter, I think, just said, "Whoo,
Yeah,
that was fast."
I don't think he's seen a pitch at that speed yet in his career.
And I give him credit for swinging. And he goes for 2 fastballs in a row, 2 swing and a miss, and the count is 0-2. And I think Mr. Muldoon is thinking about his second plate appearance.
You need to practice and play against that for a while before you can generally catch up to something that's a much higher speed than you're used to.
And it's ball high. And Muldoon chokes up a little bit for his 2-strike approach. It's probably a smart move. You need to get that bat around really fast to catch up to Cole.
I'd keep throwing fastballs.
And he goes curve, rings him up.
I was going to tell him to hold that one for a while. Keep it in your back pocket till they show him they can hit the fastball, but nothing wrong with that pitch. Good strikeout.
Yep. And Cole so far has good command. Up to bat now is Leininger. He's a junior, batting .329 on the season. Looks a little more confident at the plate. And that one's a called strike.
Boy, I think Cole is on again so far. He's, I think he only thrown 1 ball, and that was on purpose. That was the high fastball when he was at ahead 0-2.
And he tries to bring a curve in there, but it comes in a little bit low and a little bit inside.
That would be the announcer jinx there.
Yes, it was.
Oh,
he
thought about it.
Shoots for that low strike again, and it is called a ball, but you're right. The ump almost leaned to say strike.
Yeah, he was thinking about it, but probably a good call. Looked like just a touch low.
And that's fastballs. Skipped off the bat, caught, and so that is strike 2. The count is 2-2. He thinks about it, and he actually did more than thought about it.
Yes, he did.
Called going around, and that's strike 3.
Right inside the top of the zone anyway, so another punch out. And I know we haven't mentioned it, but Bryce Yoder behind the plate again for Homestead, getting a lot of starts, a lot of time. He's done a really good job.
This is Micah Thompson up to bat. And that's called strike 1.
And I believe, Dan, did Bryce catch Cole last Wednesday?
I think he did.
I think he did, so that's probably a good move by Coach. Put a familiar catcher back there.
Micah's batting .370 on the season. And that's ball well high. 1-1. Which pitch is he throwing that is getting a little bit high out of there?
Well, that's his fastball. I think he likes to try to hit the top of the zone. He tries to move that fastball up and down a little bit.
And that was a mean curveball.
Yes, it was.
It looked like it was coming in, and all of a sudden it was not. But too late when we'd already pulled the trigger on it.
Yeah, that curveball that Cole's got. We've called it, I think, the snap curve. It does snap, it does drop. It has a lot of movement on it.
And you folks are probably getting a decent view of that at home. This angle will catch that. And that's a ball. Counts 2-2 now. 2 outs. And that's
another one.
High fastball, but
another one.
Looks too good to not swing at, and that's a it's not a called strike. It's a swinging strike for 3 strikeouts to start the game off for Cole.
Absolutely.
Cole is on.
Yeah, he's picked up right where he left off. Unbelievable outing last time. He was on, hardly had any walks. That's probably the one area that he's tried to work on, and he's gotten much better. And so really good to see him start out with not only 3 punch-outs, but no walks. So he's got his control. He's got his fastball. He's moving that up and down. Got the curveball working pretty well. So
yeah, I'm pretty
this
sure
is going to be a tough day for Blackhawk.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he threw 3 balls total to those 3 batters. So that was maybe at 4, but yeah, that was a fine start. And now it's night and day watching the pitches come in here with this with Thompson.
Yeah, it's. He's got a decent fastball, but not nearly at the speed of Cole. So.
But that's why Cole is going D1.
That's right.
Going to be pitching for the Raging Cajuns next year, and it's because of that fastball and that curveball. That's why he's going.
When you can throw 90 plus at the high school level, that's just unusual.
You stand out in the crowd.
Well, let's see if Homestead offense can keep it going where they left off. Put up 2 runs. We had so many good hits. He felt like we should have had maybe 3 or 4 runs, but.
Yeah, and part of that is what you said, I think, right at the start, and that is our batters are used to faster pitching.
Right.
And when they get a team that's throwing a pitcher that's running slower than they are used to, it takes some time to slow their swings down.
Absolutely. All right, Graham, get us going.
Graham Collin up to bat. Yeah, that one's high for ball 1. And that's high and away, ball 2.
Yeah, but I think Homestead just needs to stay patient today and make him throw it over the dish there, and we should be able to hit this.
And that's ball 3 high. 3-0 is the count.
So did you give him the take sign, Coach?
I always give him the green light. You know me.
I like base runners, though. I'd probably give him the take. Let's make him throw a strike here.
And he misses for ball 4. 4 straight balls to open up that inning. That's a rough start for any pitcher. The last thing you want to do is just hand the hitter the base right at the start.
Yeah, I'd like to see Homestead continue to be patient, put base runners on, because when he does throw it over the dish, I think we've proven we can hit it pretty well. So that'll just be more runs to tack on. So nothing to hit for Graham. Let's see if Braden can find one to hit.
Braden Hardwick, number 7, playing left field tonight. He has been his batting average is climbing every game. So he has been hot. There goes Graham Collin. There's a good throw to second, but he is in there safe. I'm pretty impressed. That catcher really got
Yeah.
that one off and had made a game of it anyway.
He did. I was a little surprised they stole on pitch 1. That's typically a fastball count, a lot of the time, especially after 4 balls. That's probably coming.
Right.
But I love when the coaches are aggressive, though. Love that.
Absolutely. And that one's a little outside, a little high. 2-0. So we've started off with 6 balls in a row.
Yeah, you're right about Braden. He just gets better and better each week.
And that one's called strike.
He just needed the at-bats this year. He wasn't able to play last year. We had the pandemic canceled the high school season, and because of his rehab he didn't get to play summer ball, so he's getting back in his old form.
Yes, he is. And that one's high and outside. Counts 3-1.
Yeah, he's known around the Homestead circles for his football, but he's a heck of a baseball player.
Well beyond the Homestead circles, he's known for football. And that one's a called strike. Braden had thrown his bat out and was taking his walk to first, but maybe he threw it just a smidge early.
Yeah, I always wonder when the players do that, if the strike zone suddenly gets a little bit bigger, but that's all right. It was way on the outside, and I think he thought it was going to get called the ball.
Gives him another chance to get a hit. Rather a hit. And that one's in the dirt for ball 4. On top of that, it gets past the catcher, and
So
Collin moves over to third.
I hope the coaches are, and I think that's exactly what Coach Biles doing right now with Graham on third. The backstop here is a stone wall, and the passed ball got by the catcher, hit the stone wall, and bounced right back to the catcher. That's going to be hard to score on a passed ball if it gets a bounce like that. We're going to have to really watch that.
And you could tell the catcher knew exactly how to play that, because he just turned around and waited for it to come back to him. Bryce Yoder up to bat. Braden Hardwick steals on the first pitch, and they cut it off, planning to throw it to home in case Collin comes home, which he does not. So Braden Hardwick moves to second, and now there are runners on second and third, and the count is 1-0.
Great spot for Bryce here. He's a good hitter. I like that right center field right now.
And that one missed, I'm guessing a bit low, for ball 2. Nope. The umpire just called that one a strike.
Yeah, I don't think he called it at the time, did he?
No, he didn't. And that one comes in low, and this one is called a ball. Counts 2-1.
All right, Bryce is ahead here. He's going to come to him. It's going to be a good spot for Homestead here.
Hit's going to score 2 here.
That's right.
And there it is. Yoder hits a hard one to left field.
Dropping.
It is going to drop. The left fielder's chasing over to the left field line. He picks it up. Graham Collin scores. Braden Hardwick right behind him, and Bryce Yoder's in for a stand-up double, folks.
Great job, Bryce.
Great piece of hitting. I even feel like he caught that one a little off the handle from the sound of it.
Yeah, it wasn't a clean hit, but definitely got enough to get it out of the infield.
Plenty.
And sent into left field there. So I'm used to seeing Bryce pull it, but I think that was on the outside part of the plate. So that's a good piece of hitting, just to put that where the fielders aren't.
And we're back up to the Jaden Lepper, the top of our order. You hear some fans calling out where Jaden hit the ball last time down the line, trying to get the left fielder to adjust in case he hits the same spot. And he's not going to go down the line. He hits a high fly ball to center field. The center fielder's back, and he's under it. He makes the catch. Bryce Snyder, who came in to pinch run at second, threatened to go to third just to make him make the throw and see if they messed it up, but they got the throw in cleanly, and so Bryce stays at second.
Yep, they snuck that courtesy runner in on us, Dan. I didn't see that little exchange there.
That was quick. Well, and Bryce is quick. That's how they snuck him in so fast.
Absolutely, that's why they do that. He is quick.
And that brings up Carter Matheson. He had one to the warning track as last at bat. I'm sure he'd like to go a little bit further this time. That one's outside for ball 1.
Yeah, watching Bryce back there, he's dancing around, getting the pitcher a little bit nervous. Good secondary lead. He's a really good base runner. Coaches can trust to put him in pretty much any situation, any base.
And I'm sure I was about to get a text from somebody, possibly Aunt Peggy, that I was behind in the scoreboard, but put up those 2 runs before anybody could tell me. And that's ball 2 to Carter Matheson. That's ball 3 high, and it feels like this pitcher is being very careful.
Yeah, as he should. But the dilemma is too careful, and you got Caleb waiting there.
And that's ball 4. And Carter Matheson will advance to first on a walk.
And you're too careful with Caleb, and Brennan's waiting there.
It's
and you're too careful with Brennan, and on and on.
It
on.
just keeps going, so you got to be careful about adding base runners.
You got to pitch to somebody at some point.
And so here we are, men on first and second. We got 1 out. We're in the top of the second. Caleb Colpine up to bat. He hit a ground ball to second base last time for an out, and that's ball low and outside. But he got the RBI with that grounder.
Yeah, I don't expect the Homestead coaches to steal here. I think they're going to rely on Caleb's bat here to do the damage.
And just like that, a double steal, and the catcher, it was in the dirt.
Yeah.
Catcher really had no play. It came in just a bit too slow for him.
Got him on a curveball count, made a liar out of me with a left-handed batter. Sometimes that's a nice, easy open throw to third, but again, I like it when the coaches are aggressive.
And so here we are with a count of 2-0 with runners at second and third. Price coming pretty far down the line and dancing around a little bit there. Counts 3-0 now to Caleb.
Yeah, here's where they got to watch that pass ball off the stone wall.
And that's ball 4. So we were talking about whether or not our bats were going to get this pitcher off the mound, and that might not be our bats that ultimately does him in.
Was that might be the third walk of the inning so far, Dan?
Yep, I think there's been 1 hit and 3 walks.
Braden got walked too? Graham Braden. That might be the 4th walk.
Yeah, Braden did get walked,
so
correct.
That's the 4th walk of the inning.
Yeah, so it's getting to be a rough inning, and this is one of those that will get out of hand very quickly if he can't get some outs.
Well, they didn't allow Carter or Caleb to use their bat, but now they got to face Brennan.
Yeah,
how's Brennan doing this year, Dan?
He's doing just fine. he's batting over 400 right now. So
he's got home run power. He can put it in left field, center field, right field. He can hit it anywhere.
Yeah, Brennan in his first at bat in the season put one over the fence. It was a good way to start the season off.
Was that his first at bat?
That was.
No kidding.
And here we go. Brennan Wiegert up to bat with bases loaded.
That was well before the dawn of the Palmer Sports Network.
Yes, it was. And Brennan gets one.
Get down.
A little bit underneath it. It's going to fall out there in center field. A little Texas leaguer. There's no play for anybody. And a run scores. And
yeah, that would look like he didn't quite get all of that, but great job to get that out of the infield and score another run. Keep it going.
So it's 5-0 now. Luke Palmer's up to bat, and he's got bases loaded just like Brennan just did. Luke holds on that one. It's a called strike.
Yeah, it looked a little high. That's a good one not to swing at with no strikes. Luke's seen him once already, so I fully expect him to.
And that one's ball low.
Fully expect him to connect on one if he puts it over the plate.
And Luke fouls that one off. Counts 1-2.
Yep, this is, you can't see it on camera, folks, but right behind the bleachers is the parking lot, so we may hear some car alarms go off today with foul balls like that heading towards the parking lot. We need the tin caps crashing window sound.
Luke fouls another one off. Count remains 1-2.
We do have a nice crowd here tonight, Dan.
We do.
We got a great evening for some high school baseball. Let's entertain the fans, Luke, and knock it somewhere.
Give them something to cheer for. And that one's low and inside. Counts 2-2. And Luke fouls another one off.
Fans are getting restless.
The dugout, I think, over Homestead dugout, doing a little cheer for the continued foul balls.
Yeah, 2-2, good battle.
And there's another foul. Looks like it's going to be out of play. Count stays 2-2. The umpire is out of baseballs.
There's probably half a dozen in the back of Jason Crosskop's pickup truck sitting in the parking lot right now.
Hopefully not sitting in the inside of it. And Luke with a high fly ball. It's called in a infield fly rule. And that's an out. Nobody moves.
Yep, that was close. He fell off at least, what, 3 or 4 there, Dan?
Somewhere around that.
So he was close.
And that brings up Micah Long.
All right, Micah. Yeah, this is big for Blackhawk to try to keep the score down.
And that one's low for ball 1.
You know, it's already a good lead for Homestead, but bases loaded, 2 outs, only in the second inning.
Yeah, hit right here, but 2 more runs
That's
on the
right.
board. It'll get out of control quickly at that point. And that one's called strike.
This is Micah versus Micah.
It is, that's right. And I think Micah laid off of that one because it was going to be the first strike called, and it was in on his knuckles there.
Yeah,
It'd be a tough ball to hit. That one's high. 2-1.
Yeah, Micah's ahead here. Is probably going to be pitching to him. Let's see what Micah can't destroy this ball here.
Yeah, that one's, I think, a called ball.
Yeah, he didn't signal, but he's also fooled us before by not signaling. And
He's keeping a little bit secret sometimes. Then he holds up the signs for it's 3-1.
Here we go, Micah.
And he misses the zone by a mile, and that is a walked run in. Nobody likes to see that. No fun for anybody.
Let's see what Blackhawk coaches do. They're going to let him go.
And that brings up Graham Collin, and I think he's got bases loaded.
He does.
And I think Graham probably has been a batter with bases loaded more than anybody on the team this season. Graham takes a big swing at that one. 0-1. I think Graham wants to hit this one hard.
Yes, he does. He didn't get anything to swing at last time, so he wants to swing this time.
And that one's not one to swing at.
No.
High and away. That one's a called strike.
Yeah, outside corner there, so.
Counts 1-2.
See if Graham can't put something in play here and make something happen.
And that's a high one, tough one to lay off, and that's strike 3 for the end of the half inning.
Yeah, that was actually,
good pitching.
Yeah, good job by Blackhawk to get out of that. That could have put up several more runs there with a couple good batters up with bases loaded, and Homestead could not convert there.
But with that said, Homestead did get 4 runs
Yes,
in
they did.
that inning. A couple of them were freebies for us, but 4 runs scored nonetheless. So the score is 6-0 at this point. And of course, the run rule in high school baseball is 10 runs after 5, meaning if a team is ahead by 10 or more runs after 5 innings, the game comes to a halt at that point. Doesn't go the full 7 innings. And if we continue on the current path, I have a feeling the 10-run rule will come into play. But maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself. We're only in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, it's still early, so that was a good jam. Even though they gave it 4 runs, that could have been easily a 7-8 run inning for Homestead. So we'll see how the Blackhawk offense can respond, but they've got a problem, Dan. They've got to face Cole Elkins, who has been on fire.
Yes. So we'll see if they can get anything going here with their bats. But I don't envy them their task.
No.
And Craig, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm wearing my Cook's Delight hat.
Oh, you are?
We received some swag from our would-be sponsor, Cook's Delight Soup, and I'm going to present you with your Cook's Delight hat right here. You can add that to your collection of hats.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Cook's Delight, a fantastic soup base. Make any of your meals taste good, your soup or anything else. So look them up online, cooksdelight.com. You'll find recipes, suggestions, all kinds of things. Might have to adjust the size a little bit there. And we're starting off the bottom of the second. We got Collin Wood up to bat. Collin Wood has been playing ball against our boys since they were all probably about 10 years old or younger. He's a good athlete. He played on the state champion Blackhawk Christian basketball team with Caleb First, who of course was Indiana's Mr. Basketball this year. So Collin's got a state championship ring, something probably nobody here on the field has other than him. And he watches 2 balls. Counts 2-0. Cal's going to be playing for St. Francis next year, and he's going to go to pitcher only. He's going to give up playing defense and time at the plate. Cal puts the bat on the ball. It's a grounder to Wiegert. He makes a nice throw to Caleb Colpine for the out.
Yeah, that's first time we've seen any really get on the ball for Blackhawk, but routine ground play. Yeah,
first struck ball other than maybe a foul tip from the other batters. So, yep, it's I'm sure Cal's okay with that at bat. And that brings up Mr. Boyer. He's a junior. He's batting .213 on the season. And that's ball low. Cole, not quite the same control he had the first inning.
Not quite, but he's not too far off either. He's missed just a little to the outside of those fastballs, and that one's a little low.
But he shoots that one strike.
Yes, he does.
And that was that is just a rough curveball. Didn't fall in for a strike, but it's your choice whether or not you want to try and swing at it.
Yeah, missed just to the inside there.
And that's another fastball called strike.
Yeah, I really haven't seen hardly anybody catch up with that fastball, so even though he's got that curve, I'd spend a lot of time with the fastball this first time through the order.
And looks like Cole hit him. And so he gets on base, and they have a base runner, and there goes the perfect game.
Yeah, there he goes. I didn't hear anything. Bryce caught it, so if it hit him, it just nicked him. But he called it immediately, so he must have thought it grazed him there.
I thought it was being called strike 3.
Yeah, you and me both.
And that brings up Gage Sefton. He's a sophomore. He fouls one off. Counts 0-1. Sefton's batting .315.
Let's see if Cole's got a really good first base pickoff move. We'll see if he can catch that runner napping a little bit.
There you go with one attempt, but I think that was
Yeah, he leaned in towards first kind of earlier than he normally does, so gave it away a little bit.
Could be that he's lulling him into a false sense of security over there, too. You never know. Sometimes.
Oh, where was that?
It doesn't get that one called a strike.
That's a really good pitch.
It looked really good.
It maybe was near the top of the zone, but I think it dropped in just fine. So, not sure what the umpire saw there.
And so far, this umpire's been calling the low strike. I don't have a feel for the high part of his strike zone. That one's fouled off.
Yeah, he's called a few belt strikes so far, so I think he's got a fairly normal zone, knees to belt.
Then why didn't he call that curveball a strike?
Because I don't think he expected it to drop. He hasn't seen too many curveballs that can do that.
It counts 1-2. And that one's in the dirt. The runner stays. Counts 2-2, 1 out. Man on first.
Yeah, this is the first time the door's been slightly cracked for Blackhawk.
And that one's fanned. He waves at that one as it goes by. Strike 3.
They finally got a base runner, and now they're desperate to move that around and change that scoreboard a little bit, but Cole with a nice strike out there.
And this is either Studdy or Studi. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. It's spelled Studdy. He's a junior. Swinging strike 1. He's batting .204 on the season. And that was a fastball again. Fouls it off. And the count is 0-2. He's way behind now, and that's trouble when you're facing Cole.
And that runner's stuck at first. Hopefully we can keep him there.
And he fouls another one off.
Does.
Stays alive. Still 0-2 though, and I'm sure Cole can choose another pitch if he needs to or if he wants to.
Yep, I think we'll probably see that snap curve right here, and hopefully keeps it low and even in the dirt. See if we can't get him to chase a little bit here. Bryce will block it, I have no doubt.
And there's the curveball, and it drops in for the strike, and that was it. And that was a great pitch. We've seen it many times with Cole.
Absolutely. So they did get a runner on base with a hit by pitch that we didn't hear, but that was the only crack in the door that Blackhawk had so far in this game.
Yeah, so after 2, the score is 6-0. Homestead's got 5 hits. Blackhawk Christian still looking for their first. They've had a base runner though, so that's a start for them. And it looks like we might have a new pitcher. It looks like number 2 on the mound. That says Leininger.
He's a junior as well.
And what can you tell about him from his warm-up, Greg?
Well,
a lot bigger motion.
Yeah, he's got a little bit more counter rotation, high knee lift, a little bit shorter pitcher, so a little bit more compact with his arm, but another righty. I don't see an overwhelming fastball yet. Again, after you watch Cole throw for an inning, everybody else doesn't look like they're throwing that hard, but I'm sure there are actually some decent fastballs.
I wonder if watching our own pitcher pitch for our own players actually can throw off their timing when they get up to bat with the other team's pitcher. I wonder.
Yeah, good point. Well, he's warmed up a fastball, a changeup, and a curveball, so looks like, I'm guessing his fastball, curveball, that changeup was nowhere near the mitt. Well, Dan, we're in the 3rd inning. It hasn't started raining. It's not 38 degrees. I brought all these layers. I keep waiting for winter to return.
My watch says it's 79 out here, and here we are in sweatshirts.
Yeah. I'm overdressing until July because I just don't trust it.
We can't trust it. Oh my gosh, that DeKalb game where we were getting rained on, and I think the temperature dropped to about 20 degrees. Yeah, I'm at pains to put my my winter coat away. So we got Braden Hardwick's going to lead this one off.
See if Braden can't get us going here. Find a way to get on base.
We're starting off with our 8-9, and then we'll be right back to the top of our lineup again. And that's kind of common for us. In the inning by inning, we see our lineup start again. And that's called ball, high and outside.
Yeah, that was the fastball.
He's several miles per hour faster than the prior pitcher. And that one's called strike. 1-1.
Yeah, it might be slightly faster, but not significantly faster. I still expect Homestead to be able to hit this guy pretty good if we can find a few pitches in the zone.
That's ball high. It's 2-1. And that's ball high. We're at 3-1. Hitters count. The pitcher knows he's got to throw a strike this time.
Yes, he does.
And the hitter knows the pitcher's got to throw a strike this time. And there it is. And
good job, Braden.
Braden, it's a nice rope to right field. Straight at the right fielder, but it's on the ground before it gets to him. And Braden gets a nice single out of that. Good piece of hitting.
Waited until he got into a good count. Knew he had to pitch to him, just like you mentioned, and knew what to do with it. Went across the plate. Great job, Braden.
And that brings up Bryce Yoder. Bryce had a nice hit up when he was up to bat last time in the left field. That was almost a quick pitch.
Yeah, that was the slide step. So now that he's got a runner on, he's moved to the stretch and not lifting his knee, trying to make a quick motion to home so that the runner doesn't get an early jump.
And I think they know that Braden stole last time, and here he goes this time. Catcher throws down, but it's going to be too late. And Braden has a stolen base.
Yeah, he moved. He did a little knee lift there, not quite as quick as the first one, and that's all Braden needed. He's on second.
And apparently that was a called strike. That one's inside for a ball. 2-1. Runners on second. Yoder hits another one to left field. And it looks like it's out of play. Foul. Takes the count to 2-2. And there's a nice little line drive, nice little poke off the end of the bat this time. I think last time he sort of caught one off the handle, and this one he caught off the end of the bat, but lifted it right over the infield, right below the outfield for a nice hit. Brings Braden over to third.
Megan Yoder, the golfer in the family, eat your heart out. That was Bryce Yoder with what looked like a 9-iron. That ball was below the zone. Nice piece of hitting by Bryce.
And we're back at the top of the order with no outs. We got runners on first and third, and this inning starting off like the last two innings. The pitcher, I think, just feels like they got trouble. And Bryce Snyder subbed in there, and he just motored over to second base. The catcher didn't even bother to make the throw.
They knew it was coming, and nothing you could do about it.
Nothing you could do about it. Ball one. Jaden hits a high fly ball to center field. The center fielder's way back. Looks like he's almost to the warning track when he makes the catch, but the runners advance. Run scores, so that was a nice sacrifice fly.
Not only was it deep enough to score Braden from third, but it also moved Bryce over from second to third. So yeah, well hit ball by Braden. By Jaden.
JP. Yep, Jaden. And that brings up Carter Matheson. We got one out. We've got runner on third. Carter had one back near the fence, and he got walked. And this one, he gets a nice swing on. It's going to be foul down the right field line.
Yeah, he's eager.
Counts 0-1. I think he saw his pitch on that one and thought, I'm taking this one out.
Just a little ahead of it.
And that one's a ball. A little bit high, a little bit outside.
Yeah, once again, these pitchers are trying to be careful with Carter and just try to nibble those corners a little bit. First base is open, so.
I think he tried to throw a curveball there and missed.
Yeah, I was watching his curveball warm-up, and there wasn't too much bite on it, so it's going to come in more like a changeup than a curveball.
2-1. He goes fastball for strike, and the count is 2-2.
When a fastball comes in for a strike against Carter, I'm always amazed because normally he just eats him up, which I think he'll eat up the next one.
He gets a low fastball. He swings and hits. It's going to be foul, but the right fielder gets under it and makes the catch. Runner scores.
Smart play by Homestead there. Ball caught in foul territory, but once it's caught, that is a live ball, and the tag and the score from third base by Bryce.
Turns into a sacrifice fly, so 2 sacrifice flies to score 2 runs. Now the bases are empty, and Caleb Kolping is up to bat. We've got 2 outs. The score is now 8-0. And that one's a low one, but Caleb digs that thing out for a nice Texas leaguer. Again, it sounded like it was off the end of the bat on that one, too.
That was just like Bryce Yoder's hit. Kind of just a little 9-iron shot into short shallow center field.
Yep, nice piece of hitting. The guy's not throwing all that fast, and so you got to slow your bat down. You can't be swinging like you do when the ball's coming into 88 miles an hour. And that brings up Brennan Wiegert. Runner on first. And Wiegert hits a shot to center field. The center fielder, though, unfortunately is able to range over and make that catch. That was a well-struck ball, though.
Yeah, good hit there. That's tough part about baseball is you can hit it really well and still hit it right to the outfield. Center fielder did a good job and moved over and put his glove on it.
Yep. And so they get out of the inning with a little bit of damage, not too much. 2 more runs scored, and it comes now. It's 8-0. Homestead just on a steady track, though, that if Blackhawk Christian doesn't do something about it here pretty soon, it's going to end this game in 5 rather than going out beyond that.
Yeah, I like the fact that Homestead has put up numbers every single inning. That just puts a ton of pressure on the other team when the score keeps getting bigger, and you have to face Cole. And I mean, they only scratched 1 runner on board so far, so it's trying to slam the door early here on Blackhawk.
Yeah,
not giving them much hope.
And the game is actually going along at a pretty good pace, even though we've had a lot of base runners and a fair number of walks. We are moving this game along. We're just about 50 minutes into the game now, and we are in the bottom of the 3rd.
Well, this is just a nice day to finally be out here with some baseball weather. Baseball's meant to be played in warmer weather.
It is, and we're going to have to start adjusting our wardrobe for it because I'm starting to get warm.
Yes.
I see you did. You took your jacket off. You got short sleeves now.
We are going to have to adjust here. Good problem to have.
Yes. Can't complain about that. We've been complaining about the weather enough. I'm not going to complain about warm weather.
Well, since before we get going here, with the varsity not in action over the weekend, we did have the blue and the gold teams both playing, and I was able to see a little bit of the gold team. They swept Wabash and
excellent.
Watched Justin Guskowitz hit his first home run.
Outstanding.
He actually, I believe, hit for the cycle in that game. Gold did
a
great job.
Wow.
1-run win, 7-6 in game 1, and then blew him out in game 2. Like 23-2 or something like that. It was huge offensive output for the gold team.
That's a called strike to Mr. Tracy. He's a junior, batting .222 on the season. He holds, and that's called a ball. Looked like it was pretty close.
Yeah. Must have just missed on the outside there.
1-1. And that one's called a strike. I almost get the feeling that was a makeup call.
Yeah, I think you're right. That was looked like it might have been slightly above the belt.
And that was a filthy curveball for strike 3. That was just unhittable. No way you could adjust to that fast enough.
No, not many high school kids have that ability.
And this brings up their 9 batter, Mr. Pickett. He's a junior, batting .367 on the season. He catches one off the handle, and that one's going to land foul right halfway to first.
Yeah, I thought maybe Caleb would be able to come in and catch that, but it just died.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing, but yeah, even if he sprinted in there and laid out, he was going to come up 10 feet short. So he's got another life here. Pickett does, and it's 0-1. And he actually hits the ball hard. He gets a line drive to left field, picked up by Braden Hardwick, throwing it in, and it gets to the cutoff, and that's a single, and there goes the no-hitter. A nice job by Mr. Pickett.
Yeah, that was a good hit. Cole came with a fastball, looked like maybe even a little inside, and Pickett was able to turn on it, and just with that kind of velocity in a fastball, you don't need to do too much.
Yep.
Got over the third base.
We say it a lot to our kids over the years when they're worried about a fastball pitcher. We say the harder it comes in, the harder it goes out. And we're back to the top of the order here, Mr. Muldoon, and he's got a swinging strike. The count is 0-1 with 1 out and a man on first. And that's a ball high. I feel like Cole's got a little bit more juice on it right now. I think he's mad that he just lost. He was going to go for a 2. He was thinking I might get 2 no-hitters in a row.
Well, that was what we're in the 8th inning of pitching for him until he finally gave up a hit.
Yep, and he throws one back to first. Runner's back in plenty of time. And that one's in the dirt. 2-1.
Bryce doing a great job behind the plate. Smothered that. Didn't allow the runner to even think about going to second.
That one misses by a smidge, and it's called a ball.
That was right at the knees. That's normally called a strike, but didn't get the call there.
Counts 3-1. That one's right over the plate. It's popped up in the infield. Caleb Colpine under it, makes the call, gets the catch and the out.
Yeah, great job, Caleb. I know that those seem routine, but they're not. In the infield, they move a lot, and great job to not even allow Cole to think about getting it. Caleb came in and took command of that.
Yeah, I think it was Coach Atkinson used to yell at the pitchers if they stepped off the mound to make a play.
Absolutely. Let your infielders do that.
And that brings up Leininger, who's our current pitcher. Struck out last time up.
Yeah, another one at the knees, did not get the call.
So perhaps the zone has moved a smidge. And that's ball high.
Didn't get the call on that one either. That one was probably 2 feet high. There we go.
And that's a strike. Counts 2-1. He takes a hack at that one for strike 2.
He was a couple seconds late on that swing. Cole hasn't gone over to first base with a pickoff move yet. Maybe lulling him to sleep here, Dan. It's not a really aggressive lead, though.
That one's in the dirt. Yoder's looking for it, and the runner advances to second. Oh, or it was hit by pitch.
Boy, I didn't see that either. That must have been after the bounce. The curveball was in the dirt, and Bryce tried to get over it and went off his helmet, but umpire said it must have gone off the batter there. I did not hear that or see that. So this is the first scoring opportunity for Blackhawk with runners at second and first.
Mike Thompson takes a hack at that one for strike 1. And that's strike 2.
Yep, Cole's just mad now.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Fastball, curveball. See if you can't finish him in 3 pitches, get out of the inning.
And he fouls that one off. Count stays 0-2.
Boy, that rebounded off of the wall and almost back to the pitcher's mound.
Which gives you a little idea of just how hard Cole's throwing that ball.
So Cole picked up the ball that just got scuffed off the cement wall. What do you think, curveball here?
I'll go with curve. It's got a chance with this one.
A little bite on it?
A little extra.
A flap of the ball split open there, maybe?
Fouls that one off.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I've seen any of the Blackhawk batters even get a piece of the curveball.
Yep, I think you're right. And the count's still 0-2. What do you think, a low fastball here?
Yeah, I think he'll come back to the fastball.
Went for the high fastball. It bounces all the way back. Runners advance on that one. I think you're going to have to call that one a wild pitch.
Yeah, that's a wild pitch. That's not on Bryce there. A little high. And, again, a huge rebound off that wall. Got
back to Cole.
By Bryce and all the way back to
Cole fielded it.
Yeah, that's...
it was like a grounder.
That's interesting. Now they've got runners on second and third, so...
And he goes for a filthy curveball. That is strike 3. He's running down because it was dropped, but is thrown by Bryce Yoder to Caleb Colpine to first for the out, and that ends the inning.
Yep, good job, Bryce. Got in front of that.
So though they threatened, they got a hit to spoil the no-hitter, and then they got a hit by pitch to put 2 runners on. A wild pitch gets them over to second and third, but then we get a strikeout to finish the inning.
Well, the screen changed before I could get a pitch count on Cole, but I'm sure they're talking to him right now and probably just want to make sure see how he feels. You know, again, state tournament's 1 week away, so I know they want him to get him some innings and maybe 4 or 5 innings, Dan. Be interesting to see how far they let him go. Obviously, they want a fresh arm going into the tournament, but my guess is he's probably around 40 pitches right now.
Yep.
Might be a little bit north of that. We'll pull those numbers in a little bit here.
And speaking of fresh innings, we are seeing the 3rd pitcher of the night for Blackhawk Christian, number 17, who is Mr. Studdy.
Yet another junior. This is the 3rd junior pitching.
So I'm getting the feeling we're going to see a lot of pitchers tonight.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes these teams on the weekday games don't want to put too many pitches on their pitchers if they got a doubleheader coming up on the weekend, if it's a league game or a conference game. So I'm not sure what's on the Blackhawks schedule, so they might be just keeping our pitchers at a 25, 35 pitch count, giving them a little bit of time. And
use this game as sort of a bullpen for all their pitchers.
And, you know, that's actually not a bad strategy against a good hitting team. You don't give anybody really a look at the same pitcher twice.
Yep.
And
let alone 3 times.
Correct. So I don't think that's a bad strategy against Homestead, knowing what kind of batters you have to face.
And what are you seeing from this pitcher so far?
Yeah, another right-hander, they're all 3 pitchers. The fastball's about the same speed, not too much of a difference. He's got a little bit more of that herky-jerky type of motion where he's got the slow windup and then kind of jerks it across really fast with the quick arm action. So
a little more elbow, a little more wrist in that.
Yeah, my shoulder hurts watching him pitch. Actually,
yeah.
But he's throwing good fastballs.
Yeah, that might have been that pitch right there looked a little faster than what they've seen so far.
Yeah, and he's mainly throwing fastballs. We'll see if he's got another pitch.
And so the leadoff batter for this inning is going to be Luke Palmer. Luke's 0 for 2 today. I think he had a ground out, and I'm forgetting what his second at bat was.
0 for 2 ground out, and I think it says infield fly maybe.
Oh, that's right, infield fly rule. So pop up. So Luke's due. And Luke holds on that one. It's called strike 1.
He's got a decent fastball. It's always a tough spot being the first hitter, seeing a new pitcher. You know, we're blind to the bullpen on the other side of the dugout, so obviously we've not seen these pitchers warming up.
Pitcher's shaking him off, and he goes for, that was maybe a curve?
Yeah, I think it might have been a change. I'll have to look at that one again. I didn't bite much, but it definitely was off speed.
Counts 1-1. Back to the fastball, and that's another called strike.
Yeah, he's called that belt high strike several times now. I think Homestead's going to have to just be aggressive about that one.
Yep. Counts 1-2. Pitcher shakes off a couple of different calls. And Luke follows that one off. Count stays 1-2.
I think he had at least 3 or 4 foul balls, maybe more on his last at bat.
I think he'd like to have one in play.
Absolutely.
And that one's ball in the dirt.
Yeah, I don't think there's any point in working counts for the Homestead hitters. They're going to move through different pitchers, so I think it's be aggressive on that first pitch you see that is near the plate that you feel like you can pull the trigger on.
Counts 2-2. Luke fouls that one off. Count stays 2-2.
I think that's Luke's 4th ball in the parking lot this game.
He's going to get the parking lot award. Or he's going to get a big insurance bill.
There we go.
And Luke gets a line drive to left center. Looks like it's going to hit the ground. And it does. Luke's going for 2. The ball's coming in, but he's going to make it pretty easily, I think. Oh, The ump brought his fist back as if he was going to punch him out, and then
the ball came loose.
The ball came loose.
The ball came loose. He was going to punch him out, and the ball came loose. So that's what you get when the linebacker slides into second. He's punching that ball out. No, that was a good piece of hitting. That was a curve ball. Left up just a little bit, but with 2 strikes, Luke had to go after it and put a nice piece of hitting together there and got it in the left center field.
That brings up Micah. And that's ball high. And that one's called strike. A little bit inside, a tough one to hit, but
yeah, no outs. I'm not sure if Homestead's going to steal Luke, although Luke's one of the most aggressive base runners on the team. So, right-handed batter, this might be an opportunity to steal here.
He's definitely looking for it. There he goes. Here's the throw down to third, and it's a close one, but the ball pops out, and Luke is safe at third.
Yeah, that was actually a good throw by the catcher. Just a little low, but Luke was right there. It would have been close if the third baseman could have caught it, but right on cue, Luke steals third base.
And that was a ball. And those of you on the stolen base count, that puts Luke in the number 7 all-time for Homestead in stolen bases.
Fantastic.
And look at him, he's pretty dirty over there. You missed it, of course, you folks at home, you can't see third base. And that's a ball low and outside.
Good
Counts
scoring
3-1.
Good scoring opportunity here for Homestead. Let's see if Mikey can't put the ball in play and get an RBI here.
Micah hits that one. It's a sky-high pop-up. This one's going to be a tough play for anybody. The pitcher defies Coach Atkinson's edicts, and he goes ahead and calls that one himself and makes the catch.
Yes. Coach Atkinson is not happy watching at home, I'm sure. That even though there's the other team, that shortstop should have called them off there and taken that play over, but they did get the out.
And that brings up Graham Collin. We got a man on third, 1 out. I'm going to say it, Graham's due right now. And that's called strike.
Yeah, let's get this runner in, Graham.
And that one's low and outside, but a called strike too.
Yeah, I thought that was outside. Probably might have caught the corner here. So now Graham's in a hole.
And that one's low and in the dirt.
That was a good snag by the catcher. That would have scored a run likely.
Or it would have bounced right back and been out.
Right.
Graham wisely puts up the stop sign for Luke on that one. Says, don't go. Counts 1-2. And that one's low and away.
Yeah, he's trying to hit that corner again.
Yeah, I swear that was the same pitch that was the called strike too.
I agree. I think that was a little bit of a stretch.
I guess you only get one of those per batter.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, and that's a swinging strike. And that's 2 outs.
All right, Homestead, come on, we got to get this runner in.
That brings up Hardwick. And as we've said before, Hardwick just keeps getting better. And in this game, he's hit well. I think he's going to bring Luke in right here. Fouls that one off. Ball bounces all the way back to the catcher.
Come on, Braden, here we go.
Braden fouls that one off. He's got no 2 count. What do you think? Steal Luke home?
Well, yeah, you know, it was interesting. I was curious if they were going to, with Graham or Braden, do that suicide squeeze. We've seen that a few times, but.
Oh, and Graham fouls one off. A little check swing, pops it right back at us. Oh, Braden, sorry about that. Talk about Graham.
That's right. We got to keep our heads up here on these lefty batters. Foul balls could be coming our way.
We're pretty close to the net, and our camera is completely unprotected. Probably shouldn't have mentioned that. I probably just jinxed the camera. And that's a swinging strike 3. A nice job by the pitcher in that inning.
Yeah.
This was he did the best of all the pitchers so far tonight for the Blackhawk Christian team.
Yeah, that's the first time we didn't put up a run.
Yep. So my possible jinxing of our team by saying we're going to 10-run them in the 5 innings could be in jeopardy.
Yeah, that's that was a huge inning for Blackhawk because we kept putting a number up each inning, and they know they're still facing Cole, and going to be a struggle to get runners on, let alone runs in. So 8's still a pretty big lead and pretty comfortable, especially with Cole on the mound and pitching as well as he has.
Oh yeah, that's I don't think that's in jeopardy at all. It's just the question of whether or not you're going to 10-run them or not in 5 innings.
So let's see. Curious when Cole pops up where his pitch count is. He's at 52, Dan.
52. Folks, I know you're probably curious when we talk about Cook's Delight Soup Base, and I brought with me today a 1 pound of Cook's Delight soup. This is what it looks like when you get it at home. And it's shelf stable. Some of their products need refrigeration, but they let you know if they do. But the shelf stable soups can stay with you for quite some time, and you can use a little bit at a time.
So going into this next inning, see where I'm curious to see what the coaches are going to do. Looks like the Homestead bullpen was getting warmed up a little bit.
Who'd you see over there?
That was Carter Dixon, I believe.
Warming up as a pitcher.
Correct.
Okay. But he's got the catcher's gear on his knees. And we're back, folks. We were just having a little discussion offline there. Maybe you could hear us, maybe you couldn't, but we turned off the mics, I think. That's a well-struck ball, but it's going to go foul. Luke Palmer chases it over to the fence over there, but no room to make a play. And that takes the count to 2-1.
Well, this is the second time some of these hitters have seen Cole, so they're probably trying to adjust their bat speed just a little bit. But still really late.
Yeah, it's we've only seen one person really get. I mean, we've seen one hit, and he managed to get around on that one and put it out nicely into left field. And that's called strike.
Nice pitch. Was outside on that first pitch and came back inside, so moving that fastball around.
Cal's a good hitter. I expect him to be aggressive and not go down without a fight. And he chops that curveball down into the ground for a grounder straight to Caleb Colpine for the out.
Yeah, another great job. I was watching the hitter that time, and he was really choked up and just trying to take almost a half swing at it. And
yep. No, he did a nice job, and but it's just it's tough to face a pitcher like Cole.
Yes.
And this brings up Mr. Boyer. Boyer got on base with I believe, a hit by pitch last time. That's called ball 1. And that's ball low. 2-0.
All right, Cole.
Got a fair number of Boyer fans directly behind us. And that's ball well high and away. And it's a 3-0 count to Mr. Boyer.
Might be the first time we've been 3-0 for Cole.
I think you're right. And that one's high for 4 straight balls and a walk. And Mr. Boyer is 0 for 0 tonight.
That's right.
With a hit by pitch and a walk. He's got a good night going against Cole Elkins.
I don't think he's left first base yet, though, so let's see if we can't keep him there.
And that's a ball.
And I'm a little surprised Blackhawks maybe not doing more bunting with runners on and less than 2 outs.
Well, and frankly, when you got a pitcher like Cole, you got to try and manufacture some runs, because your odds of getting a good hit, good bat on the ball are much lower than with just your average pitcher. And so,
correct.
A bunt can neutralize that if you get that bat out there, and you got a much better chance of putting the bat on the ball.
Yeah.
And then it's defense. That's what it comes down to, whether or not defense can be perfect. And there you go, bat on the ball. It's a slow rolling grounder. Jaden Lepper makes a great scoop on that thing and throws it low to Caleb Colpine, who makes a scoop on it on that end for the out. Nicely played by both.
Yeah, that was a little worrisome off the bat, because that's one of those slow rollers in this thick grass that almost is too slow for the infield, especially up the middle where the shortstop, he's got to charge a long way playing deep in the hole there. But Jaden made that run, made the play.
Yep, Jaden's quick. And he kept running straight at first, making the throw. It was well played all the way. And that one is a called strike. And gotta say it, we're getting some different calls at different times here.
Yeah, I think the umpire had his eyes closed on that one, but we'll take it.
And there's a check swing.
That's the closest thing we've seen to a bunt.
Yes, it was nearly a swinging bunt on that one. But goes well foul, and so the count is 0-2.
Nice.
And that's a swinging strike 3 with that curveball. Again, nasty.
Yes.
And that.
So we did let a runner get to second, but slammed the door.
Yes. So I think the Blackhawk Christian can feel fairly good about having 4 base runners in this game so far. One of them actually getting a hit. That's a good task, because we played a very good Carroll team last week, as we already mentioned, and they did not manage to get a hit on the board during Cole Elkins' last outing.
That's right. So 17 coming back out for Blackhawk, looks like.
Yeah, I think they decided they liked his performance, and they're going to give him another chance here.
Absolutely.
And I would agree with that on their part.
It's that kind of herky-jerky motion that's tough to pick up that ball coming out of his hand, and he did a nice job against Homestead last inning. Let's see if Homestead's now had a chance to see him a little bit and get used to that tempo.
Yeah, I call that motion a slinger. He looks like the way his arm is just slinging around and throwing that ball in. It gets every bit of the arm. It goes all the way back, and then it just comes up part by part: shoulder, elbow, wrist.
Yes.
All in order. And it just looks like it hurts. It'll hurt when he's 40.
Future FWO patient.
You're right. And this inning brought to you by FWO. And it looks like we're going to be leading off this inning with Bryce Yoder. He's the 9 hitter for Homestead, so we'll roll right over to the top of the order right after Bryce bats. And so the pitcher's going to be facing some tough batters here.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see what Homestead can do now after, again, watching him for an inning. He did a nice job, but, I think once hitters can see somebody and their motion and timeout when that ball's being released, might have a little bit better luck this inning. See if Bryce can't get us going here.
Bryce pops one up. It's going to be well out of play, maybe over our heads. I'm not sure where that ball went. Looked like it just shot straight up in the air. And that one's called strike, and Bryce is down 0-2. He's going to have to protect now. What do you think he's going to come at him with? Too late. Went for the curveball. I almost thought Bryce got hit in the foot by that one, but apparently not.
He stepped out of the way, otherwise that probably would have hit him in the feet there.
It's 1-2.
Not surprised to see something off speed, curveball low there in that situation. See if he does it again.
Nope, back to the fastball. Bryce spoils that one.
It is sneaky fast. He got by a couple of hitters last inning when they were, I think, maybe looking for that curve. And
yeah, I think he's got a good 3-4 miles an hour over the fastest pitches being thrown in this game so far by their team.
Yes.
Count still 1-2. He tries to drop a curveball in, but it stays up high, 2-2.
Yeah, it doesn't have a whole lot of bite. It's really just an off-speed pitch. So if he leaves it in the zone, I would hope Homestead would attack that.
I think that might be the pitch that Luke hit.
This is a good job by Bryce to battle back from 0-2 now to get it full. He's not chasing anything.
Being patient. And that one, again, I swear, all of them are sounding like they're coming off the handle here. It's a fly ball that's just a lazy fly ball for the center fielder who doesn't have to do a lot of work to get under it and makes the play.
Yeah, usually those balls, you hear the crack of the bat, even with the metal bat, and these were more of a thud. Boop. So not what we were hoping for, but still, good job for Bryce there. He's got an early hole and battled back to a full count, got something he can get the bat on, and just got a little under it there.
And that brings up Jaden Lepper, the leadoff batter. Jaden watches ball one high. Pitcher really just heaved that one.
Missed, yeah.
Even gave it a little bit of a grunt on that one, and I agree with you that it just missed if it missed.
Yeah, I think he was calling that a little bit earlier, but just missed on the outside there. Good job, Jaden, to lay off that one with no strikes.
And that one's high for ball three, and all of a sudden it's 3-0 to Jaden. And I'm going to say it, I'm going to give him the green light.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, he's going to try his best to throw a strike, and I say give Jaden a chance to hit it. Jaden watches it for strike one. It's 3-1 now. Now we get the hitter's count. So the pitcher's got to deal another strike here.
Well, top of 5. I know we already got an out. Love to see some base runners here.
And that's called strike, and that's the one that was even lower than the ball that was called earlier.
The strike zone's definitely been a little inconsistent at times today.
Little erratic, and now it's full count. And he takes the hack at it, and apparently got a little bit of contact on that one for a foul, and it stays full. And that one's ball 4 high. So Jaden did a nice job in that one, especially with a couple of erratic calls on that to stay alive and spoil that pitch that was going to be the strikeout pitch. And there he is on base, and Carter Matheson's up to bat with 1 out. And I'm calling it right here, folks. Carter's been waiting for his home run for this game, and I think this is the time. This is the pitcher. I'm calling it. 2-run homer right here.
Well, I would love to get to 10 runs, put some real pressure on Blackhawk in the bottom of the 5th. So let's see what Carter can do here.
And that one's well outside, almost as if he was not even going to plan to put it close to the strike zone for Carter. He calls that one a strike. I'm going to say it's on the outside corner.
Yeah, again, sometimes the outside's good and sometimes it's not. And I know our angle is a little off here, but
he's got the better position than we do.
He does.
1-1. And Carter just reaches out there and pokes a little bit of grounder in between the third baseman and the shortstop. The shortstop makes a rolling play to try and grab it, but he really doesn't. It sneaks out into the outfield, and that's going to be a base hit.
That's got to be disheartening as a pitcher to get Carter Matheson to reach on a pitch and get him into a ground ball situation, and it still sneaks through.
Yep.
So good job, Carter, get the bat on the ball, and now we got runners first and second here. Let's see what Caleb can do and maybe tack some runs on the board here with a nice gap double.
And I was apparently wrong on my home run call on that one. So that's called strike 1 to Caleb Colpine. We got 1 out. Runners on first and second. And Caleb really gets a bat on the ball on that one. It's going to be, looks like foul over there on the left field side, and it is out of play. The left fielder chased it all the way over to the fence, but it went well left of the fence on the left field side.
Glad you got the lean there, Dan. I was just I'll trust your call. I couldn't see a thing.
Just gonna have to listen to what I see. But Caleb just missed on that one. If he would have gotten just a millimeter higher, that one was probably going to be going out. That was a beautiful hit on a hit and run.
Plate.
Caleb hit the line drive to right field. The runners were already going, so they were able to score there from second. That was Jaden Lepper. And now the runner's on the corner, and Wiegert's up.
Yeah, good piece of hitting. That was a curveball, just hung up a little bit. Glad to see Caleb go after that, so great job here. Runners at the corners. Let's see if Homestead continues to be aggressive here.
And by my count, that was the 10th hit for our team, although maybe I'm behind when I score. It looks like it hasn't updated yet, and it looks like they're going to have 11 on the board. And Wiegert is up to bat.
Homestead's been pretty aggressive in these situations by stealing the runner on first.
And that's a called strike.
Yeah. Is the strike zone expanding as we get later into the game?
You know, I can't say for sure whether it's expanding or just changing. It seems to be a moving target right now. And there goes Caleb. Wiegert hits a foul ball. Out of play.
Yeah, another curveball. Homestead hitters, I think, are almost looking for that right now. He's been leaving it up, so.
Yeah, and I like to see that because I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of curveballs when we go into the playoffs.
Absolutely.
It's in the sectional, I have a feeling that's going to be the name of the game to try and beat Homestead. And that's ball high, and the count's 1-2. Still got one out, and we got runners on the corners. What do you think? You going to bet over-under on Caleb going on this pitch?
Yeah, 1-2. That's a fastball count. I don't know. We'll see.
He looks like he's getting ready. And there he goes. And there is a beautiful line drive to center field. Carter Matheson scores. Caleb Colpine comes around to third, and he stops there. And now we got runners on first and third again, still with one out. And it looks like Bryce Snyder is just subbed in for Luke Palmer.
Yeah, that's a nice piece of hitting by Brennan. He got him into a fastball count. Knew he was probably going to get one over the plate. He did, so great job.
And so that puts us to the 10-0. So we have the run rule could come into effect here if Blackhawk Christian is unable to put any runs up in the bottom half of this inning, and we are not even done here yet. That's a foul ball. Counts 0-1. Got one out. We got runners on the corners.
Against.
And that's a swinging strike two. He's 0-2. And by the way, we have had a peak of 35 viewers today. So folks, we're happy that you joined us tonight. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast.
And welcome again to the viewers in Iran and North Korea.
Yes, now that you're back in Syria. Don't forget Syria. The ball's coming into the fans. People are running out of the way, but the ball strikes the grass behind all of us. Count stays 0-2. And again, this pitcher is doing a very nice job.
Yeah, he has. I know he's given up a couple runs this inning, but by far I still think the most effective pitcher for Blackhawk today.
Yep. Looks like Wiegert's going over there, and he sure is. That's a swinging foul tip, but caught by the catcher, so that's an out. And we have Etchison subbing in for Michael Long, and I think that the umpire just called it out to us, 3 for 8.
There you go.
I'm not sure why he told us, but we're becoming a fixture here.
That's right.
That was a big heave by the pitcher on that one. It looked a little different than his pitching motion till now, and that one's a ball high. Cole Etchison up. Cole's been doing a great job of hitting when he gets the chance to get in, and that's a tough thing to crack in our lineup is a chance to get up. And that's going to be a called strike.
Yeah, there's two sitting there for him, second and third. Let's get a couple RBIs here for Cole.
Let's go, Cole. Counts 1-1. And apt to do. throws a curveball for a swinging strike. 3 to end the top half of the 5th inning. The score is 10-0, folks.
Yeah.
We put up 2 runs there, which is just enough to put the 10-run rule into play. And so the question's going to be, can Blackhawk Christian put up at least 1 run to keep this game going into a 6th inning?
And I'm looking at the Homestead bench to see who's going to come out and take the mound.
And Cole looks like he's walking across the line, but now he looks like he's walking back across the line. So is Jaden Lepper?
Nobody's picked up the ball on the mound yet.
Mystery to all of us right now.
Gabe Goebel walking over there. Who's going to take the mound?
It's a mystery to us, folks. At home, we're watching a lot of people roaming around out here. Oh, there we go. Looks like it's going to be Gabe taking the mound.
Gabe's going to take the mound. I thought I saw him over the bullpen a little bit earlier. I was not watching him, but I just saw him walking back. So.
Yeah, and Gabe hasn't pitched a whole lot of innings for us this year so far. I'd venture to say it's less than 5 and maybe less than 3. Possibly less than 1.
Yeah, I mean, he's got some wristbands he's got to take off there.
Gabe normally plays second base for us. And I know we've got a deep group of potential pitchers here, but the problem is we have a deep group of real pitchers here. And so the potential guys, it's rare that they get a chance to take the mound. And I see Gabe's got a smile on his face because he's getting that rare opportunity.
That's right. Yeah, good for Gabe. He's a good pitcher, and you're right. It's just one of those years. You were blessed to be very deep with pitching, so in a normal year, he'd probably be having a lot more innings on the mound, but there's only so many games.
Yeah, and you could probably take 5 guys from our team who haven't pitched a half dozen innings each and put them on most of the other teams in the area, and they'd be one in their starting rotation.
Correct.
And I just saw Gabe go to a sidearm on that one. I didn't realize he goes both ways on those.
I definitely feel like Gabe fits into that category. So let's see if he can throw some strikes and see if we can get on this game 10-0, Dan. Sun's still up.
Sun's still up.
It'd be a good night for a doubleheader.
Yeah, it's only 7 o'clock. I think Giordano's Pizza is going to get a call from us after this, and we'll go swing up there, pick that up, and drive it home.
Fantastic. Paid endorsement, Dan?
Maybe we'll get some swag from them. And that's ball 1 low.
I don't want swag, I want pizza.
That we'll call that our swag, a pizza.
The Giordano's 5th inning stretch.
4.5 inning stretch.
Let's see how we do with our announcing skills when we've got a deep dish Chicago pizza sitting on this table.
Pour in our mouths. It's 2-0. And there he goes. He finds the zone on that one, and it's 2-1 now. I think it's just taking a couple pitches to settle in. He's got a totally different arm angle that they're seeing now, and for right-handed batters, that's a tough one to see. Nice ground ball, sharply hit to second baseman Jaden Lepper, who throws it to Caleb Colpine for the out. Routine play for those folks out there, and they did it just right.
Yep, absolutely. Well hit ball, but ground ball. Jaden did a nice job of just grabbing it, and he's been doing that all year from that shortstop position.
And we're up to Pickett now, and folks, you might recall that Pickett is the one man who got a hit on Cole Elkins today, and the one hitter that Cole pitched. So we'll see if Pickett can do the same here, and that's a called strike 1. Looks like he's shooting low there, misses on that one a little too low, and it's 1-1. That one's low. He actually kneels down to make that swing. Wiegert moves all the way over, literally behind Caleb's spot there. I think that ball must have been moving in the air.
Well, yeah, and it was just deep enough. Caleb would have had to backpedal, and so that's a great job by Brennan at second to call him off. It's easier to come in on the ball, so great job, Brennan.
And we're back to the top of the order. Muldoon is batting for his 3rd time this game. He's got a strikeout and a pop-out, and he's up for bat number 3. Grounds it to third baseman Graham Collin, who throws it unfortunately high over Caleb Colpine's head, and Muldoon goes to second on the throw.
Yeah, that was a slow roller to Graham, and he He was a little twisted there and was trying to untwist his body, and I think couldn't quite get his feet in the right position to make
it was going to be a tough play to make, and he tried his best. So we still got 2 outs. There's a man on second. And that brings up Leininger. Leininger's got a strikeout and a hit by pitch. And that's a called strike 1.
Yeah.
And that one looked like it was at the shoelaces. Maybe I missed the pitch. Maybe I was watching my screen here. He grounds one straight up the middle, and there's no play to be made. And, folks, I think a run is about to score. The shutout is gone, and we're going to be playing the 6th inning at least, folks.
Yes,
so,
we are.
Good.
That was a very good hit right up the middle.
It was perfectly placed. No chance for anybody to get to it in time. And here we are, and the game is now 10-1. And that's the 2nd hit of the night for the Blackhawk Christian Braves. And I see a little swagger in their step now and a little more aggressive hitting stance by these batters.
Yeah, even though it's still a 9-run lead, you're right. They've got a little bit of confidence. They've had a couple base runners and a couple bats on the ball here. So let's see if Homestead can't get out of this inning.
And that one's high. Counts 1-1. We've got 2 outs. Runner on first. And that's another ground ball. Goes foul of third base. And the count is 1-2 now. What's Gabe going to go with here? Does he have multiple pitches?
You know, he's mainly been peppering the zone with fastball, just that different arm slot. As long as he keeps it low, he's been getting those ground balls, and that's Gabe's job there. So.
And that almost looked like it was a change.
Yeah, that was a little off speed, and maybe he can slow him down, and he's going to speed him back up.
Fouls that one off, and the count is 1-2. Still 2 outs. And that one's low and away.
Yeah, good job by Bryce to backhand. That one was outside by a good foot, and don't want to let that runner get to second.
2-2. Thompson's got 2 strikeouts tonight. I'm sure he'd like to break that. Fouls that one off, keeps the battle.
All right, Gabe, put it over there, let your defense go to work.
And there it is, ground ball to Graham Collin. Fields it cleanly, throws to first. Gets by Caleb Kolping. Came in a little low. And the runners are on second and third.
Yeah, we're leaving that door open for him, aren't we?
And so there's still 2 outs. Runners on second and third. And Callan Woods up to bat. Callan's got a strikeout and a ground out. And he is a sharp line drive that Wiegert reaches out a glove to try to make a great play, but misses just barely, and it gets out to right field. A run scores. We got runners on the corner, still 2 outs.
Yeah, good job by Luke to get that in quick, so only one can come across the plate there.
And that's actually Bryce Snyder out there in right field now.
Yeah,
Yes.
my fault.
But he did a nice job of
did.
fielding that and throwing it all the way home. And so the score is now 10-2. Boyer's up to bat. He's gotten on base both times, hit by pitch and walk. He takes a swing and fouls that one off. Count is 0-1. Gobel's not smiling as much as he was when he first took the mound.
That's frustrating. You know, he's got the hitters to hit into a couple of ground balls, and we just couldn't execute on the play to get the outs, and so there it is.
Slings that one in. It's a pop-up in the infield. Gobel's underneath it. He makes the catch, and the inning is over, but the game is not.
That's right. Yeah, they got a couple on the board there, so Homestead's got to put it away here in the 6th, hopefully.
Yeah, and you wonder, do the coaches, are they happy that the game's going on a little bit more to get a little more guys at bats? Are they?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's nothing wrong with getting some more innings played heading in the state tournament. We've got plenty of pitching. That's not an issue. So, but I'm sure they don't want mistakes. Definitely had a couple errors that inning.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's
and the rare mistakes, and hopefully just get them out of our system. And it looks like we've got our 4th pitcher for the day now. And this is number 19, Mr. Boyer. He was the one who just popped out.
Yet another junior. This is junior day for the Blackhawk
It's
pitching
not
staff.
senior day, it's junior day. And let's see. Let's get the Graham Collin pitching analysis from his warm-up.
The Graham Collin?
Oh, I'm sorry, the Craig Collin pitching analysis for his warm-up. We'll get Graham up here.
That's right. Yet another right-hander. Oh, he's got a slider here.
That is a weird motion.
Yeah. It's almost like he stands up and then squats down. That's during his motion.
And his elbow is very tight in on his side.
But that's the first pitcher we've seen in a while that throws a slider. So similar to a curveball, just kind of moves over. For a right-handed pitcher, that's going to move right to left.
Yeah, he really keeps that hand in tight close to his head and his arm tight close to his body on that motion.
Here comes his fastball. We'll see how he does.
He's a big kid.
Yeah, good size. That was average fastball, though, for, I'd say, high school varsity.
And I saw Coach Bile talking to the ump, I'm sure, given all the different numbers that we're going to be seeing coming up to bat. We're going to be opening up with Carter Dixon, number 6. He's a junior, plays catcher mainly for us. Sometimes has been on the mound. And I saw him at 3rd for an inning.
And on deck is Braden Quintana. Good to see him back.
Absolutely. I like his fire when he's catching. He gets very passionate back there. Expressive.
All right, Homestead, let's get a couple more runs up on the board. Maybe we can finish this in the 6th.
Maybe we can 10 run him in the 6th. And the umpire's signaling to the folks. We got folks warming up in the bullpen. Looks like Graham Collins warming up in the bullpen, or possibly just throwing a bullpen. Not sure which one is at play here, but the umpire's indicating that they need a safety player out there, somebody to watch to make sure a foul ball doesn't sneak by and hurt one of those guys. So we see Hockmeyer running out there to be the safety player. And Carter Dixon calls time. And here's the first pitch for this new pitcher. And he's got a little up and down. I think you mentioned he kind of stands up.
Yeah.
He kind of pitches from 3 levels here. And that's ball 1.
Yeah, again, the Homestead hitters are going to have to adjust to a different cadence, different tempo, see where the ball's coming out, different arm slot.
So he kind of starts off at an average height, then he goes up, and then he comes down, and then he throws. And that one was a strike, swinging, 2-1. I think that ball kind of gets up on you quick from where he releases it.
Yeah.
And that one's a foul tip.
Yeah, I got a piece of it, but
for strike 2. Counts.
Carter's going to have to battle here, 2-2.
And Carter fouls off that. Was that a curveball there, or were
Yeah,
you calling it a slider?
Yeah, I think that's his slider.
So 2-2, good job on Carter's part, spoiling that one. And that's ball high. This pitcher also keeps a pretty quick pace. Not a lot of time standing there in the batting box before that next pitch is coming. And he tries to hit that one low outside corner, misses. Ball 4, and Carter's aboard.
Good job, Carter. That was a good little battle there. Have pitches on the outside, and could have been easy with 2 strikes to try to nibble on that one, but Carter held back. That was definitely outside by a couple balls.
And that brings up Quintana. It's called ball high. Outside.
Be interesting to see how aggressive the Homestead coaches are with the base runners in this inning.
And that's a called strike. Counts 1-1. Still no outs, man on first. Yeah, Dixon's not a traditional base stealer for us, but you know, I don't know if that's a factor of we just haven't seen him on that much, or because we have so many catchers.
That's right.
Or if that it's just not one of his fortes.
Yeah, well, traditionally when the catchers do get on, they get a courtesy runner. So you're right, they don't get a lot of base running opportunities.
Yep. And that count goes to 2-2 with that swinging strike. Quintana wears his sunglasses while he bats. You don't see that an awful lot.
Yeah, you're right.
And that one's in the dirt. Counts 3-2. And this is the same position Dixon was in, and he got walked. And I think this pitcher's thinking that he would prefer not to walk two aboard. And he does with a high pitch. So the pitcher, though he has some decent movement and decent fastball, he doesn't have quite the control that he wishes he had.
Correct. It's really good patience by both Homestead hitters there to not chase a few of those. It's easy to do that, especially, I mean, he's thrown some strikes, but he's not been consistent enough. So we'll take the walks. Let's get some base runners and see if Bryce here can send one into the gap and score a couple runs here.
So Yoder up to bat.
Oh.
And there's a strike called.
Would like to see him go after that one.
Yep, that was the pitch. But it's only 0-1. And then we're back to the top of the order after Mr. Yoder. And that's called strike 2. And Yoder's behind, and it's now he's got to protect.
Yes, he does.
And Yoder looks like he maintains the same batting stance and hold on the bat, even with 2 strikes on.
Yeah, he's got a quick, good inside-out swing, so he doesn't really need to do too much choking up, and he doesn't swing at too long of a bat, so I think he just needs to put the bat on the ball.
And that's ball outside.
He's got good quick hands and can reach that outside corner if necessary.
Pitcher signals his catcher that he wants to come out and have a conversation.
Yeah.
So we've got runners in first and second. We got no outs. You were about to say, Craig?
Well, I just, these situations, the runner on second, I think they want to make sure their signals are all squared up so that they're not tipping their pitches to the opposing team's runner on second. Sometimes they usually change those signals up, so making sure they're on the same page.
And here we go with the 1-2 pitch. And Yoder takes a swing. I think he got a little piece of that, but it was caught, and that's strike 3. So we got 1 out, and we're back to the top of the order. Jaden Lepper done some good hitting today. Got runners on first and second, and then Carter Matheson follows.
Only 1 out here. Let's see if Jaden can move him over a little bit here.
And that was a good pitch. Called strike 1. Jaden gets under that one. It's a high pop-up over into the foul territory off the right field line, and it falls to the ground harmlessly. And that's 0-2. So our past 2 batters have gotten down 0-2.
Yeah, it's a different pitcher. It's a different look, and that takes getting used to. And he's doing a good job so far. I mean, I know he's walked these first 2 batters, but he's moved the pitches around. He's been kept us off balance.
And even with those 2 batters that are on base, he got both of those guys to 2 strikes also.
That's right.
Jaden pounds that one into the ground. Nobody called it foul, but I'm sure it was.
Well, it hit the plate, but I'm not sure it actually landed in foul territory until that second hop came down.
And the count remains 0-2.
Definitely had a different sound. That was not the sound of dirt. I think it definitely hit the plate.
And it did have quite the bounce on it there.
Jaden's going to have to battle here. See if he can't get that ball in play just to move these runners over.
And there's a nice hit. It's going to be in the gap in right center, but the center fielder really ranges over there and manages to make the play. Very nice play.
Yeah, and we didn't get a tag-up opportunity there for Carter. He got it in pretty quick, and so close to being a nice gap that could have scored a couple runs, but center fielder did a good job.
And that's 2 outs, and that brings up Carter Matheson with 2 on. Nice little line drive from Carter. Be nice here. I don't know how fast we got 2 catchers on base.
That's a first.
And that's a called strike 1.
Boy, it's too bad Bryce didn't get walked or get on base.
Yes. A 3rd Grand Slam opportunity. And that's foul tip.
3 catchers on base.
And it's 0-2. With I didn't even catch that part, but yes.
All right, Carter. Give us that
And he's
10
got
lead back.
another hitter, 0-2. And Carter gets a curveball, just gets a little piece of it, gets it over the infield, and a run scores. Another one coming in, and 2 safe.
Good aggressive base running there. Good job, Coach Bile. I like that. Force them to try to make a really tough play at the plate.
I'm wrong, only 1 scored. I said 2, but it's only 1 that scored.
Yeah, that was a good piece of hitting, 2-strike hitting by Carter.
Yep.
Got a nice single out of it, and Carter Dixon was able to score from second base on the green light from Coach Bile at third base.
And so that's 11 runs now. So we need 1 more to get the 10-run rule back in effect, and we got just the perfect hitter to do that for us.
Yes, we do.
How fast is Quintana there at second?
Let's find out.
It's called strike?
You thinking steal, Dan? Is that asking about that?
No.
Oh,
I'm just thinking what kind of hit it's going to take to get him
Yeah.
in. Does a single get him in, or do we need a patented Caleb Colpine double right here? Goes for the curveball, goes outside. Counts 1-1.
Right field looks like he's playing a little shallow. Probably to take away that single opportunity from scoring.
Colpine gets under that one. And the count is 1-2. I think this pitcher has had every single batter this inning at 2 strikes at some point.
I think you're right.
And there's a rare strikeout from Caleb Colpine, and that ends the half inning. They held us to just 1, so this game is going 7, guaranteed at this point. Now it's just a matter of how fast it's going to get done.
Yeah, and since it's not 34 degrees and blowing sideways, and if the game's going to get extended, why not? It's mid-70s and slight breeze.
It was because we were talking about that 7 o'clock and possibly getting out of here to order that pizza. And now
That's
it's
right.
7:22.
That's right.
And my pizza dreams are starting to dissipate.
Yeah, deep dish pizza at 10 p.m. is never a good idea.
And it's 40 minutes from the time you call to the time the pizza is ready. Always 40 minutes. They can't cook it any faster than that.
That's because it's about 8 inches tall.
Yeah. And so that would put me, if I ordered it right now, that'd put it at 8 p.m. time for it to be ready. I get home about 8:25. That's pretty late for a deep dish pizza.
Boy, this sponsorship check better be huge because they're getting quite the commercial. Got the logo to put up on the screen there, Dave?
Let's see. Well, and start thinking about it. We got to give the Cooks Delight Player of the Game award today, so start getting somebody in mind.
Will do. Looks like we've got Gabe Goebel coming out to the mound again.
Going to see if he can finish it off again.
Get him another inning here.
Which makes me wonder if Graham was just throwing a bullpen, or if
true.
they're just prepping him just in case.
Just in case.
So leadoff here is Sefton. He's the sophomore, batting .315. And that one's called ball in the dirt. It's 1-0. He swings at a low pitch, grounds it. Wiegert's scooping it up. It was a tough play, but he makes it. Makes a nice throw over to Kolping.
Yeah, great job closing the gap. Probably came in about 40 feet there and had to throw across his body. He's moving so quick forward. So great job, Brennan.
And this brings up Studdy. He was a pitcher today, one of the many. Of course, half the team was pitchers today for Blackhawk Christian. He did a nice job on the mound. That's called strike. That's ball in the dirt. I hear the shutter firing off fast. Oh, and I still have the selfie cam on. Folks, you can see behind us HHS Photog there. And now that she knows that, she's moving out of the way. I'll turn the cam off. And that's a ball in the dirt. Count goes to 2-1.
Heard the shutter go in there and wasn't quite sure what that was. Dan thought we had a malfunction with one of our pieces of equipment.
Certainly a possibility. He has a nice line drive to center field. Drops well short of Carter Matheson out there, and that's a single, and he's aboard. And that gives Blackhawk Christian their 4th hit of the game. And they've got 1 out and 1 aboard.
Let's see if we can't get him into another ground ball. Maybe try to turn 2 here.
That's called a ball inside. This is Septon again. He's batting .315 on the season.
Yeah, Gabe's done a good job putting the ball low and try to get some ground balls.
He sure has, and this one's called foul.
Boy, good thing, because that's one of those swingy bunts that's really hard to defend.
Yep. Got to give Yoder credit, though. He was up there like a shot after that one, and I think he might have been able to make that play. Counts 1-1. And he gets to that low ball, hit the line drive to right field. Bryce Snyder throws it into second just to let him know he can make the throw.
Yep.
And we got runners on first and second.
Yeah, Gabe's kept it low in the zone. They've just done a good job getting the bat down there and able to get a couple singles out of this. So that's good placement by Gabe. They're just maybe a little bit better hitting.
Got a pinch runner comes in. And we've got a new hitter for the game. Or they're batting in a different order than I thought. But this is Pickett.
Clay Pickett, a junior.
Yep. And he was the one who got the hit off of Cole. And that's 2 balls.
Didn't miss by much there. Again, he's doing a great job of keeping it low in the zone.
Yeah, Gabe, I mean, he starts off low and it ends low. You know, there's not much else in that. And there's a bunt. Gabe goes and picks it up nicely. He throws it to first. And
Good job.
Gets the out. And the runners advance, but that's an out that Blackhawk Christian really can't afford to give up, I don't think.
No, that was a great play by Gabe. There's no chance that third base Graham or shortstop Jaden could have made that.
Yep, and it shows you Gabe is an infielder.
Yes.
And you saw that all the way with that play.
Yep, took a couple steps to his right.
Yep, was quick over there, made sure to pick up the ball before turning to make the throw, and that one's fouled out of play. Counts 0-1. We got 2 outs here. Bottom of the 6th. And we're back to the top of the order. This is Muldoon up to bat. He's got a strikeout, a pop-up, and a ground ball. Collin has trouble fielding it, and he is safe at first.
Yep, that's too bad. That was a play you'd like to see Graham make. I think he had it, just somehow snuck out of his glove there and took too long to make that throw.
And a run scores. So we got runners on the corner, still 2 outs. And Leininger is up to bat. He struck out and was hit by pitch. There's a runner heading over to second. Ball was scooped up.
Good job, Jaden.
Wow, that was, folks. I'm sorry you missed that one off camera, but Jaden just made an ESPN-worthy play. He sprinted over to his right, picked up the ball, leapt in the air, and turned his body around midair to make that throw and threw it right on the money.
Yeah, he was moving to second base to cover a potential pickoff. So the ball was hit to where he was, and then he had to scramble back there in a hurry and make that backhanded play. So great job, Jaden.
Yep, and that was out number 3. So we are here. We've arrived at the last inning of this game, unless they can manage to put up 8 runs if we don't put any up ourselves. Which so far tonight, nothing has shown that that's going to happen.
No, we've let them back in the game a little bit with a couple runs here, but for the most part maintained that comfortable 7, 8, 9 run lead all game.
Yes.
So we'll have to pick it up here. I know with a lot of substitutions on the batting order, we'll have to see what Coach Bile has in mind for these next few batters. Looks like Brennan Wiegert warming up.
Yeah, so he's our 4 hitter and still in the lineup. He's been playing second the whole night. And he'll be followed by Bryce Snyder, who's playing right field, subbed in for Luke Palmer. And not sure who the third hitter is going to be at this point. It might, I think it was Cole Etchison that was hitting right after Bryce Snyder last time. Got a little dancing going on in the Homestead dugout, having a little fun over there.
That's right, staying loose.
Like to see it. Sometimes I think our team can be a little too serious, a little too quiet, so it's good to see that when they're having fun.
Absolutely. Got to stay loose.
And I've got my sunglasses on, so do you, and it's starting to look a little darker out here. I know the sun's getting closer to setting, and this field has no lights. That's ball inside. You're going to see what it looks like without the sunglasses on?
Yeah, I still get the sun peeking through a little bit, so I'll keep them on a little longer.
And that one's in the dirt for ball 2. Counts 2-0. Wiegert in the driver's seat on this at bat now. Wiegert digs that one out, but it's grounded foul of the third base line. The count's 2-1.
All right, he's still ahead. Let's see if he can't get a piece of something over the plate here.
And that's a ball low and away. Counts 3-1. And if you watch, the pitcher doesn't give a lot of time to Wiegert after he steps into the box, and Wiegert has a little bit of a ritual. He doesn't quite get through it when the pitcher's starting to get ready to throw the pitch. Wiegert tags one, but it stays foul of third base.
Yeah, you see some hitters put one foot in the box and put their hand up to hold time until they get settled, but Brennan doesn't do that. He just pops in, gets his feet settled, and tries to get going.
And here we go. He's still getting settled, and here comes the pitch. And that one's ball low and away, and runner aboard.
Yeah, he was trying that off speed again. That slider on the outside corner and just moved too far outside.
Bryce Snyder up to bat.
Really good. Here you go, kid. Really good.
I think the pitcher, Jake Boyer, I think his parents are in attendance today.
I think they're behind us. That's a swinging fouled off. I never noticed it before, but Bryce really kind of stands pretty far off the bag. And I guess he's the wrong word, the plate.
Oh, yeah, here at home. Yeah, you're right. He's got a lot of body lean towards the plate, though.
Yeah, he does. That's a swinging strike. And he's down 0-2. Got behind here, and now he's going to have to battle to stay in this one.
Bryce has got really quick hands.
He does. I think he's probably got the quickest bat coming through there. It looks like that was going to be a hit and run. Ball's foul. Popped up foul. No play on it over there.
Sounded like some groans, like they were going for it. Just couldn't quite get there. We're blind over there.
So it remains 0-2. Got some guys mugging at the camera.
It's taking a while to get that ball back in
It
play.
is. This is. I don't know how many balls we have left with all the foul balls that have been hit in the parking lot where they've gone
Well,
to.
that's true.
We might be down to the last baseball here, so you got to find it when one gets hit out now. And here we go. We still got 0-2 at this bat. It's taking a little while now. And we're taking a little longer by throwing one back to first. And, you know, I think that was the first pickoff move of the day for
you're
Blackhawk
right.
Christian. Bryce spoils that one. Fouls it off.
Close call.
No-
Skipping and careening through the parking lot.
No one was hurt, folks. And Wiegert was going. Snyder fouls another one off.
Yeah, that was a good curveball. He definitely would have dropped that in. So 2 strikes. Bryce did a good job to at least foul it off and live for another pitch here.
I was going to try and give you folks at home turning the selfie camera around to make it a on-deck cam, so you could watch the ritual of Cole Etchison. Bryce fouls another one off in this long 0-2 at bat.
Yeah, you know, Luke had an at bat earlier in the game with probably 4 foul balls, but I think Bryce is now up, maybe caught him with 4.
Oh, yeah.
That was number 4.
And there's a throw back to first. Really wants to keep Wiegert over there. Maybe he's afraid the 10-run rule is going to come back into effect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Blackhawk has any hope, they can't let Homestead get any more runs. So they're definitely, I think, would love to get a pick off out somehow.
So we got no outs. It's 0-2. Wiegert's on first, and Wiegert really looks like he's going to go this time, and he does. And that pitch is in the dirt, so there's no chance that they're going to be able to make a play on Wiegert, and he's safe at second.
Well, they were smart to try to shorten him up.
Yep.
Homestead staying aggressive, getting those base runners moving.
And that's the first ball thrown to Mr. Snyder.
Yeah, at this point, at this pace, we'll need a pitching change by the time we get to 3-2.
He's going to hit the pitch count rule. And 107
Right.
pitches to Mr. Snyder. Snyder's ready. And that one's high
Good job, Bryce.
for ball 2.
Yeah, he's fouled off several, and now he's getting into a little bit better position.
Wiegert's got his arms in the air. I don't know who he's signaling. Maybe Bryce.
Well,
And Bryce tags one. Unfortunately, it's going to be well foul.
Yeah.
But he got every bit
yes,
of that
he did.
ball. That would have gone out if it was
Yes, it would
if
have.
it was down the line.
he got all of that one. Boy, he's had several foul tips, but that was a well-hit ball that just went foul.
Yep, and that's that quick hands of his. If he could have slowed him down just
That's
a millisecond. And so the count remains 2-2 on pitch number 500 to Bryce Snyder. And he finally gets him with that one,
Yeah.
curveball, and I'm sure that he's happy to have Bryce out of the box.
Yeah, that was a 9-pitch at bat. That's a really good at bat by
It-
Bryce.
it
I know
was.
he's disappointed, but that's a really good at bat.
Great battle. And so that brings up Cole Etchison. There's a man on second, and there's going to be a little conference. The pitcher calls the catcher back out again.
Yeah, I think, again, they're trying to make sure they get their signal straight with the runner on second. And if you don't change your signals there and you just give them the fastball count, I'm sure the Homestead runner is going to let the batter know, hey, here comes a fastball.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they've got to make sure they're on the same page there. That's kind of baseball 101.
And the home field is playing the Jeopardy music there when they were out there talking. Normally you do that for the opposing team when they're
Well,
having their
Is
conference.
this considered a home game for us? Or since we don't have a home, sometimes we get our home games.
Yeah, maybe
Who
this
knows?
is one of our home
That's
fields.
right.
And that one's a ball. He really brought that one in with some heat. Counts 1-0. We got one out. We got Wiegert on first. The score is 11-3, and we're in the top of the 7th if you're just joining us. This game has been all Homestead. And that's a called strike. There was a bright spot or two for Blackhawk Christian. And that's a ball inside.
Yeah, really, since the 5th inning, it's been a 3-3 game. So Homestead got a really good early jump, but these later innings been a little bit more even, but Blackhawks not been able to close the gap on that early lead that Homestead was able to get.
And that one's in the dirt and lost. Wiegert's moving to third easily, and the count is 3-1 to Cole. Cole, also a football player, played on the sectional champion football team for Homestead past 2 years, conference champions, and he calls that one a strike, and now we're at a full count.
All right, Cole, dig in here. It's a good battle. Like to see him get on base.
And he gets him with a swinging strike. And he gets a little bit of extra oomph on some of those pitches, and I think they do come in at another speed. And that brings up Graham Collin. We got 2 outs. We got a runner on third. Sure would like to see that run score.
Yes.
And that's a called strike. And I get the feeling that the pitcher is just starting to groove a little bit here.
Yeah, it always gives him a confidence with a strikeout.
And Graham fouls that one off, and it's 0-2. How many batters has this pitcher gotten to 0-2?
A lot. He's done a good job. These last 2 Blackhawk pitchers have definitely done a good job and made it a little bit more difficult on Homestead.
And that one's outside. It's 1-2. And that one's ball high.
Yeah, just missed outside and now just missed high. That's good patience by Graham. Maybe he can, on a 2-2 count here, get a little something to hit.
And there was that extra oomph fastball. This one's popped way up, and it's going to be well out of play. Count remains 2-2. And I'm fairly certain that we do have the pitcher's parents behind us.
Yes, they've been encouraging the pitcher vigorously for a couple innings.
Oh, and Graham spoils that
Yeah.
one. I thought he
might have dropped it in the top of the zone, so good job for Graham to at least
Yep.
go get a piece of that.
He had to swing at that one with this count. And he does a nice job with it. Keeping alive. So this pitcher's taken a lot of our hitters to 0-2, and yet he's had to throw a lot of pitches to get his outs. So he just doesn't seem to have that payoff pitch that he can give and end it quick. And he shoots that one, but comes in a little bit high.
Yeah,
the parents of the pitcher are unhappy with that call.
Yes, they are. That was close. I was kind of surprised Graham laid off on that one.
Yep. And the count is 3-2 now. And he shoots fastball at the knees for strike 3. And that ends the top of the 7th. And that brings us to the end of this game. We've got 3 outs remaining. I don't mean that's the end of the game yet. We got 3 outs to play. If Homestead can hold them to less than 8 runs, the game will be over. If they can manage to put 8 or more on the board, then we'll have a different outcome.
Absolutely. So it looks like.
And looks like Gabe has taken the mound one more time.
Absolutely.
Going to try and finish this one up.
Hey, he's done a nice job. He's
pumping the strikes.
He's pumping the strikes. That's what you like to see. You don't want to give him too many freebies, and he's had some ground balls. And actually, the infield's kind of let him down a little bit with a few errors. Otherwise, probably a couple less runs up on the board.
The game might actually be over. But that's okay. That happens in baseball.
Absolutely. It's a game of failure.
Yeah, absolutely. And that brings up number 12, Micah Thompson, sorry. And we got a couple of people sprinting over on the sidelines. Look like Tarango and Elkins maybe, or is that no, Grant Simmons and Elkins?
Not sure what
Goofing
they were
around
doing.
over, having a little sprinting competition, and they holding up the game. I don't know if the umpire was thrilled with the competition. Gabe tries to shoot one low again, and but that's called ball in the dirt. 1-0. So Homestead looking to get these last 3 outs as quick as possible. And that's ball 2 from Gabe. Looks like he just lost his footing a little on that one. And he brings that one in a little bit slower. Batter's ahead of it, and it's fouled off.
Again, he's keeping it low, just what you like to see. I know they've got a couple hits off him, but a lot of ground balls.
Yep. Counts 1-1. Actually, I think the count was behind. I think it's 3-1 now. And he throws another strike. That's a grounder to Graham Collin. He throws it from third. Throws a bullet for the out. And that is out number 1. I'm sure Graham's happy he made that play cleanly.
Yeah. Yeah, he's unfortunately had a little bit of a rough game over there. But
yeah, and sometimes you can start to feel snake bit, you know.
That's
it's
right.
just, and so it's good to get another one to remind you that,
yes,
you know, it just happens. And Callan Woods back up to bat. That's ball outside. That's ball in the dirt. 2-0. And you know, Callan's facing this Homestead team for the last time in his life. But he's going to go play for St. Francis, and he'll be playing with some of these guys. That one's so well struck. It's a fly ball out to right field, but Bryce Snyder is under it and makes the play for the second out.
Yeah, one of the few fly balls that Gabe has given up. He's generally given up all the ground balls. So
yes, yes.
Good job to Bryce out there in right field, and one more to go, Dan.
Yeah, so we're down to the last out. Number 19, Mr. Boyer, the pitcher lately, is up to bat. He looked ready, and he does a nice hit right up the middle, a low line drive, and he's got a single, and he's aboard. He looked like he was ready to hit, and he was.
Absolutely. Well, I think he's pumped up from that last couple innings. He's done a good job on the mound, and that confidence has taken over, carried over to the plate for him.
And this brings up Sefton. That's a ball inside. Heard the call from the parents, take that. And that's a ball, just misses outside and low.
I don't think that call was from his parents. Might have been from some other parents.
And he takes one right over the center of the plate and hits a fly ball way deep left, out in the warning track. Braden Hardwick's under it and makes the catch for the last out. Well struck ball.
It was.
But that's it. The game is over. The final score is 11-3. Homestead really played a good, solid game. Had a couple of hiccups here and there, but other than that, I think that everybody played well. And this Blackhawk Christian team, good team, but they're a small school, and it's just the reality is this Homestead team is just really good this year.
Yeah, yes, they are. So they, good early lead by Homestead. Credit to Blackhawk. Later innings, some different pitchers, and started hitting the ball a little bit. So they were able to kind of hang with us for 3 or 4 innings at the end of the game, but too much, too soon for all 7 innings for Blackhawk. Homestead did a great job, and great pitching with Cole on the start of the game, and some early hits that really gave us a lead that was never really challenged.
Yeah, they just, like you said, the hole was dug pretty early in the game, and it was just too much to get out of. And you know, to be frank, we would have probably not pitched the same pitcher if there was a challenge in the game. But Blackhawk Christian, to their credit, they stayed with it. They stayed positive, and they got their hits, and they did.
Yes.
By the end of the game, they had put up, by my count, 6 hits, and that's pretty darn good. That's good for a game, really. And they put all those 6 hits up, all but one of those in the last 3 innings.
Yeah, you're right about Cole. That he probably could have gone another inning, even 2 potentially, depending on the situation. But good to see Gabe get some innings. Did a good job, and good win for Homestead.
So it's time for us to name the Cook's Delight player of the game. I don't know if you've put some thought into that, but who do you think?
Well, I think Cole Elkins again just did a outstanding job on the mound to start. Really never let Blackhawks sniff a run early on. I know they got a hit off of him, but he just kept them at bay while we were able to score some runs early and got us that big lead. So I would give my vote to Cole Elkins.
Yeah, and I have to agree. He was I would say the standout in the game. His performance was very good, solid all the way through. I think he pitched to a one-hitter by the time he had left the game, and it was a one-hit shutout for him. So I think that he was the standout in the game. Certainly, our hitters all hit well, as they always do, but it gets a little bit, quite frankly, they always hit well.
That's right.
So I had to count at 13 hits for Homestead, and that's just not unusual. It is unusual when we're not in the double digits.
That's right.
And so they continue to perform, and if you could give a group the Cook's Delight player of the game, that would be the hitters.
Absolutely.
Collectively.
Absolutely.
So another great game. Tomorrow night we're against Southside, and we'll be playing them out at the Ash Center. I think that game is a 6 p.m. start, if I'm not mistaken. I'll get that link out tomorrow. We plan to broadcast that game too if the weather holds, and I think our forecast is pretty good again tomorrow night. But we will look forward to having you folks visit with us while we announce that game. That's going to be a preview game, because 1 week from tomorrow we start the sectional, and lo and behold, we will be playing Southside.
That's right. It'll be interesting to see what Southside brings, what Homestead does. That's going to be interesting, knowing they're going to face each other a week or less than a week.
Yeah, I'll call it a little bit of a chess match. Southside's coach is smart. He's played Homestead well the past 2 times they met in the sectional championship game. 2 years ago and 3 years ago, and both times
That's
Southside
right.
came out on top.
They did.
In spite of the fact that Homestead on paper and by record and by performance in the season was probably the better team. But that day, on those 2 days, Southside was a better team.
Yeah.
And I think no small part of that goes to that coach and his plans for the game.
Absolutely.
And so I expect he will have plans for Homestead this year, and I suspect those plans are going to be to see a lot of curveballs, a lot of junk, to see if he can keep our hitters from getting good contact on the ball.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what they come up with tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of pitchers tomorrow. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting to see what Coach Bile comes up with for tomorrow. What his plan is. What do you want to accomplish in this game? Because
Right.
there's no award for this game. It doesn't affect
Nope.
anything. Southside's not playing for a conference championship. Wouldn't matter anyway against us because we're not in the conference.
That's right.
We're not playing for a conference championship. So yeah, it's a bit of a chess match tomorrow. What is the goal to be accomplished?
Tune in and find out, folks.
We'll all find out tomorrow night what the 2 coaches have in store. So with that, we're going to say goodnight and sign off. We appreciate you coming out to watch the game with us, and we will see you tomorrow. This is Dan Palmer and
Craig Collin.
Collin, and have a good evening.